Baker on a Week 1 matchup against the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield, now the starter for the Carolina Panthers. He had a conversation with Cynthia Freeland of the NFL Network and also the Around the NFL podcast, which is an NFL-sponsored podcast.
Correct.
There was an interview done on that particular show, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, that's making its rounds on the internet because this is the story that Cynthia told.
You ran into Baker Mayfield, the former Browns quarterback, recently, and I was hoping you could share an exchange that you had.
It was after the field, or on the field after the game against the Bills, this preseason game 3, and I walked up to him like, I'm so excited to see you. Like, go, I was like, kick some butt. I didn't say that word, but kick some butt, kid. No, like, go kick some butt, especially Week 1. I cannot wait. And he uses some expletives, and I was like, I just hope you're like, he's like, I'm gonna bleep them up.
Ooh! Thanks being the Cleveland Browns.
Holy shit!
What'd he say?
What do you think he said?
I'm gonna hype them up, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about how he's gonna talk good about them. Maybe he said, I'm gonna
shit them up
because he wants to eat more.
Yep.
More Browns.
Right.
The Browns. Or he could have said, I'm going to fuck them up. Whoa. Because that's probably the proper response in a conversation immediately after a game where it says, hey, I hope you kick ass, especially in Week 1. Oh, hey, Cynthia, good to see you. I'm going to fuck them up and then jog off and not knowing, oh, this is going to become a topic of a conversation on a podcast. I don't think Cynthia meant to start the shit that she started either. I think she was just telling hey, here's a fun interaction I had with Baker Mayfield. But now we know, D-Butt, don't we, that Baker Mayfield has his eyes on revenge against the Cleveland Browns Week 1. He said he was going to fuck them up, Darius.
I mean, expect it. And we, you have a lot of these conversations off camera, private, whatever. And, you get comfortable in these podcast settings, probably talking 45 minutes, an hour. They just slipped out. But
we are not blaming Cynthia for letting this out. But everybody on earth, as soon as something happens with Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, is going to run with it. And Cynthia came out and said, please, can we not make... Oh, boy, this is silly. Don't make this more than it is. I was wishing him good luck colorfully. He agreed with me colorfully. What do you expect anyone to do in this situation? That is, I think, how we all feel with how the interaction went. Cynthia was just telling the story, but the internet has reacted, obviously, to this, AJ.
Did you hear the end of that clip? I heard the end of it earlier, Nate. Someone jumps in, like a third person on the mic says, this could be national news all over the place real soon, I bet.
Oh, so we got a prognosticator on the mic.
Somebody knew, okay, this is a big deal.
Who was that?
Somebody's a director of trends over there at the Around the NFL pod, or
could be
chief of trends,
chief trend officer,
CTO. CTO. They know what's gonna go.
I actually was offended though. I expect Baker to be a role model. He's a quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't need to be saying stuff like that. There's kids watching, kids wearing his jersey. That's bullshit.
Do you think he maybe said, I'm gonna bleep them up? Do you think he maybe didn't say it like how Dan Orlovsky says fudge?
Okay. That's a good point. He actually may have just said bleep himself.
Do you know who hosts the Around the NFL podcast?
I hope not.
Who is it?
Fucking the
king. Ranker of all rankers. Yeah. He knew this was going to go.
Dan Zeus?
Dan Zeus.
Yes.
Oh. Moz is on ESPN.
That's right.
Klein.
That's right. His name's Dan Graziano, too. It's not Moz. We have to clear that all up.
What is it?
Maziano.
Yeah, affectionately known as Maziano.
And he's been adding a touch of gray to his hair. It looks fucking sweet.
He does. He looks like George Clooney in Ocean's 13.